Wow. This was our first time at Flat Nasty, so we thought it would be best to hit an easy trail to begin with, which happened to be HG, also known as Hill Gully. Not only was this my first time at Flat Nasty, but it was actually the first time wheeling at a different park than my usual stomping grounds at Moonlight Racing. Why do I mention this? Well, at Moonlight Racing, the longest trails are typically a little over a mile, and they usually take maybe half an hour to ride. We came to find out fairly quickly that some of the trails at Flat Nasty are quite long, which I wasn't expecting at all. I guess I naively thought that most off-road parks had similar length trails. Anyhow, Hill and Gully ended up being about 4.6 miles, and with some stops and such, it took us about 2 hours and 50 minutes. I will say that once you're on the trail, you're not necessarily stuck going the full length of the trail. There are a few points on the trail that intersect with access roads. As the trail took us nearly 3 hours, needless to say I'm not going to show the whole trail like I normally would, but instead I'll show some of the more notable parts of the trail as well as some footage of what the trail is typically like overall. The trail has mild elevation changes, is windy and can be narrow, and there are certainly spots where a four-door Wrangler will have to back up to make a turn. It didn't happen frequently, but it did happen a couple times. If you look at the HG trail on the map, it looks like an L that's been rotated about 180 degrees. I personally preferred the eastern part that runs north and south more than the northern part of the trail that runs east to west, for two reasons. I thought the north and south part was a little bit more open and had a few more challenging parts, whereas the east and west part was twisting and a lot tighter. Maybe if you're new to off-road and you don't have a good feel for your vehicle's dimensions, then the east-west part would not be the best part of the trail to be on. Or, maybe it is. I think you'll very quickly learn the feel for your car as you slowly run into trees at various turns. In my opinion, the trail is correctly categorized as easy and would generally be a good trail for beginners and those with stock vehicles. Okay, so the left side looks a little sketch, so we're going to go to the right since this is green, and we'll go in a green part. This is what we did not go. That looked a little bit steep. Yes. Did I mention that this trail was tight at times? Hindsight being 2020, after this initial turn, I probably should have backed up a little bit to approach this narrow section at a better angle, but I didn't. I can say this is one drawback to being taller once you throw a lift and bigger tires on your rig, that you're more likely to lean into things with the top of your vehicle. After seeing how close my vehicle's top grip rail was to this tree, I decided to use some cheap recovery equipment that I carry with me to help raise the passenger side of the vehicle as I drove past the tree, hoping to avoid scraping the tree. This cheap equipment is just some retaining wall blocks and a 6x-inch post. The blocks are great when there are no good rocks around, and you can use them to help give you a little boost over an obstacle, in this case obviously to raise the vehicle up.
Oof. First you got to get some video of your predicament, right? Tight on that side, and then super tight on that side. What I think I'm going to do is, you know how I carry those blocks? I think I'm going to put those blocks right here and try to bump up on that side. Okay.
Still good.
Okay.
Still good.
I'm really going to crank it hard.
Okay.
So.
That's what she said. You haven't lost any room. Now you're gaining room. Your tire's going to clear back here. You're on the boards.
Okay. And how am I lined up on the boards?
You're good. You're good. Yep. Yeah, you're good. Fine. You're good. You're good. Yep. You're clear.
Woo!
Yikes.
Yeah, if you go probably another like 6 inches, then probably start turning, I think you'll be okay.
This was another time that I was a little bit envious of the LJ and its short wheelbase and narrower body, because it had plenty of room to spare here.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, you're gonna go over that route now? Yeah, you cheat with 2 doors. That's a nice rock.
This was one of the more notable obstacles on the trail, and at least on a dry day, I think that most stock Jeeps would be able to make it up the same path that we took. The difference being that a stock vehicle is going to probably make more use of the skidding plates and maybe require a little bit bigger of a bump, and if you're not feeling brave, there is a bypass.
Okay.
Oh, needed lockers.
Yeah, probably with lockers, it would have gone, try to give it a little bit of bump. There we go. Easy. Same spot. I think just a little bump and you'll be fine, I think. You know what's funny is it's marked in and out. So I don't know if this is supposed to be one way, but we went the wrong way. But I think we'll continue going the wrong way and then still come out where we did, or we came in, if that's all right with you. I just don't have that turning radius. I was wondering if it's one way, but nowhere on the map, I don't think it indicates that it's directional.
I've never seen anything on that says arrows or anything.
I mean, I guess we cut in the midpoint, so that didn't help, but
still, you think.
Although they do have an arrow right there that says loop. So it's like, why would you have that if no one's going that way? But
did I mention the trail has tight spots? Especially when there are 90 to 180 degree twists in the trail? Well, this was one of those extreme cases in which I had to back up to actually get through.
I'm good. This section is just not made for 4 doors.
I think that there was an event at the park the previous weekend, so we didn't actually see too many people around on the weekend that we went. And to be on a trail this long and to only see a handful of vehicles, from my perspective, is great. You're not waiting around a lot, but it's not so great if you break down and need some help.
Howdy. How many do you have?
Just us and one guy behind us.
Okay. I got one as well. That's plenty. Thanks, guys.
Ah, the waterfall. So the waterfall you can get to off of the HG trail. We didn't venture on the waterfall with the vehicles because I've seen too many people with our types of vehicle builds that really don't have too much luck on them. But it's always interesting to see these types of obstacles up close in person after seeing many videos of them.
Yeah, I see the loop sign.
And after almost 3 hours, we've come back to where we started. Giant loop. Travel back down this access road past the mud ponds and off to the next trail.